as per Contract Act, two parties will make the contract, and there may not be a contract without consideration. Contract must be with the consideration. Consideration must be moved on the desire of offerer. On the desire of offerer. It is not necessary in the Contract Act, it must move to the offerer, but on the desire of offerer. So desire of the offerer is this, to pay the consideration to my wife. Offer se keh raha hai. So please pay the consideration to my wife. There is a contract between me and that person, but the consideration may be moved on my wishes, on my desire. So I am saying to move the consideration to my wife. Now this wife is the Benami transaction holder, because she is not the part of original contract. Because the contract is between me and you, and my wife is the third person. But on the desire of the offerer, the consideration is moving to the third person. There may be the movement to the third person on the desire of offerer, because the Contract Act is saying. So now this wife is Benami in the contract. Contract is by name with me and you. So we are the Nami persons in the contract, but she is the Benami person in the contract. So the valid transfer hai? Why we will say that this is the Benami transfer? Benami means not with the name of the contractual parties. Not with the name of contractual parties, but this is moving to another person. Those are not the part of contract, but on the desire of the offerer. So I am paying you money, want to purchase your house, and you and I am saying to please mutate it to my wife. My wife, who is my wife? My wife is not the part of the contract, because original contract is between me and you, but my wife is the stakeholder. Stakeholder in the sense, my wife, on the desire of me or my desire, you are transferring the property to the name of my wife. What are your objections? You can't do, because you are getting your consideration and I want to get my consideration, and Contract Act is saying consideration may be moved on the desire of the offerer. So my desire is this, to move the consideration to my wife. So my wife is not the part of original contract, but my wife is the Benami contract transaction holder. That is why that property will be named as a Benami transaction. There must be a transaction between me and you, but my wife is the Benami transaction holder. So Benami Transaction Prohibition Act 2016, Amendment Act 2016 is saying you cannot do the Benami transaction except to your wife, children's, parents, sister and brothers. You can't do. If you are doing so, then you have to show your income. You have to show the source of your consideration. If you will be unable to show the consideration, means that was the black money. And you invested the black money with the name of your wife. If you invested the black money with the name of your wife, so Benami Transaction Act is saying you can't do, and if you do, then must be penalized. And if the property is transferred to the untraceable name, then the property will be seized by the authorities. If with the fictitious name, property will be seized by the authorities. And if the authority in investigation found out that you invested the money in these, means the person behind the fictitious name is someone, then the authority will ask, please show your source of income, from where you got the money. Or the authority may ask to the Benami transaction holder, so please show your income source. If my wife is unable to show the income source, then in the investigation it will be shown, it will be found that husband invested. If husband invested, so husband have to show the source of income. So you Benami transaction means, Benami transaction without this source means it's an black transaction or black money transaction. Black money is converted in the property. So you shall be the part of Black Money Prohibition Act, Money Laundering Act और बेनामी ट्रांजैक्शन एक्ट. इनमें आप हिस्से बन जाएंगे और फंस जाएंगे, कोई बचा नहीं पाएगा.